दुर्भाग्य से आजादी के बाद गुलामी की मानसिकता वाले लोगों ने उनसे पल्ला झाड़ने की कोशिश की। उस इतिहास को भुलाने के कुत्सित प्रयास हुए। मजहबी उन्माद की मानसिकता को केवल साधारण लूट बताकर ढंकने के लिए किताबें लिखी गई।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This year, as India marks 1,000 years since the first attack on the Somnath temple, Prime Minister Narendra Modi warned against attempts to whitewash the history of foreign invasions within the boundaries of India. Just weeks later, former Vice President Hamid Ansari appears to have proved that warning prophetic. Triggering a massive political and ideological storm, Ansari has claimed that invaders like the Lodhis and Mahmud of Ghazni were not outsiders at all. According to Ansari's version of history, they were Hindustani looters, Indians, not foreigners. With a single statement, the former vice president has effectively junked history textbooks, archaeological evidence, foreign chronicles, and even Indian court records, all of which clearly document repeated incursions made by Central Asian and Afghan rulers marked by plunder, temple destruction, and mass violence. By calling Ghazni an Indian, what exactly is the lesson being taught here? Ask the opposition, and they point to academic nuances to defend the man who was the Congress-led UPA's choice for the post of vice president, not once but twice.
जहाँ तक के हामिद साहब का सवाल है, वो एक स्कॉलर हैं, वो विदेश मंत्री में सचिव रह चुके हैं, उपराष्ट्रपति रहे हैं। मैं समझता हूँ कि उनका अध्ययन, उनका ज्ञान हम सब लोगों से ज़्यादा है और जो बात उन्होंने कही है, अगर देखा जाए इतिहास के पन्नों को उल्टा जाए तो किसी हद तक ये सही है।
देखिए, मुझे लगता है वो अखंड भारत की बात कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बात ये है कि अगर हम इतिहास में जाएंगे तो सबके अपने तर्क, सबकी अपनी बातें निकलेंगी।
So what really makes Ansari a career diplomat for almost 4 decades before his elevation as the Vice President of India misrepresent history? BJP says it is a clear attempt to whitewash documented plunder, to sanitize violent invasions and to glorify temple destroyers.
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि लुटेरों को अपने से जोड़ते जोड़ते समाज का कुछ वर्ग अब पूरे भारत को लुटेरों से जोड़ने लगा है। इस कारण से लुटेरों के प्रति इतनी आत्मीयता है, ये अपने आप में दर्शाता है ये मुगल, मैकॉले और मार्क्स, ये M3M के कारण ये सारी की सारी समस्या उत्पन्न हुई है।
देखो, मुझे क्या लगता है कि अभी आजकल कुछ नए नए इतिहासकार हैं और जो कलंकित इतिहास है उसको जो है वो करेक्ट करने में लगे हुए हैं, इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं।
This is the same ecosystem, Congress ecosystem, led by Hamid Ansari and others, who said Sharjeel and Umar Khalid, despite being denied bail by Supreme Court, are innocent youth. Imagine the hatred Congress and its ecosystem has for Hindus.
So what are the uncomfortable truths that are being erased here? That Ghazni's raids on temples from Somnath Mandir to places of worship in Mathura and Kannauj were Islamic invasions driven by religious bigotry. That this too was a form of colonialism that Indians were subjected to, and it is this mindset that the current dispensation is trying to get rid of.
आप बताइए, अब गजनवी को भी हिंदुस्तानी बताने वाले लोग, भाई किसी समय में तो आधी दुनिया भारत थी। अगर गजनी एक इंडियन होता तो आखिर हमला क्यों करता भारत पे और हमारे मंदिरों को क्यों टारगेट करता? आप बताइए। गजनवी से लेके और सैयद सलार मसूद तक और औरंगजेब से लेके इस तमाम लोगों लोगों को अगर भारत के प्रति कुछ होता, हमारे धार्मिक स्थलों को क्यों टारगेट करते? तो ये बेवजह की चीज है। हामिद अंसारी का इतिहास आप जानते हैं।
From history to geography, the battle against what the BJP calls cover fire lobby is now being fought on multiple fronts. As the Congress ecosystem tries to whitewash invaders, the BJP says it is moving to root out infiltrators. Speaking in Assam today, Union Home Minister Amit Shah claimed that during the Congress regime, the demography of Assam was deliberately altered, with infiltrators increasing to such an extent that they became a majority in 7 districts. Shah says this is a distortion the BJP is determined to reverse completely.
हमारे 7 जिले धुबरी, बारपेटा, दर्रांग, मोरीगांव, बोंगाईगांव, नौगांव और गोलपाड़ा आज घुसपैठिए बहुल हो गए। कांग्रेस के 20 साल के अंदर घुसपैठियों की आबादी के कारण ये 7 जिलों में जो घुसपैठियों की आबादी जरा भी नहीं थी, वहां 64 लाख आबादी हो गई है। 64 लाख आबादी।
And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight. From invaders to infiltrators, opposition's narrative dictated by religious considerations of vote bank politics? That's the question, and that's the debate coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me on the News Hour tonight, Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP, Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist. Also joining me tonight, Tausif Ahmed Khan, a political analyst, supports the Trinamool Congress, Vivek Silas, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, Sajid Supariwala, national spokesperson of the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray group. But my first question goes to Ashwini Kumar Mishra, leader of the Congress party. And Ashwini Kumar Mishra, what can I say? What can I say to this entire ecosystem that thinks Ghaznavi bhi apne the? You know, I thought there were very few things in history that would have any argument or any controversy about the fact that Mahmood Ghaznavi, the plunderer and the destroyer of Indian temples, the massacre of Hindus that was created. But even in that, now today, we find that the ecosystem has a different view. They were Indians, which is why probably when Bangladeshis are also called your own and SIR is rooted against, one really is at a loss to understand on where this narrative are you trying to take. Is it just simply to appease one vote bank that such absolutely atrocious statements are made and the Congress sits and defends these statements?
Navika ji, good evening to your viewers and fellow panelists. It is not about appeasement politics. What he quoted is a lot of historians has quoted, and if you look at what BJP stands for today, BJP stands for Bhrashtachar, Jumlebaji and propaganda. Let me not talk about Bhrashtachar because that is everyone knows. Let me talk about Jumlebaji first. The Jumlebaji is that BJP talks about Somnath Mandir, all these invasions, and Alex Congress is like supporting those, whereas Congress started existing a few hundred years back. I mean, 120 years back. Whereas these incidents happen at a time where India was just a geography. When Cholas had a war, or Chalukyas has war, there were a lot of Indian kings were fighting with each other. And the India as a geography includes all these regions. So literally.
So are you saying Mahmood Ghaznavi was one of the Indian kings fighting with each other? Are you saying that Mahmood Ghaznavi was one of the Indian kings fighting with the other Indian kings? I mean, थोड़ा तो हिस्ट्री पढ़ लिया करो मेरे भाई। जो आपके समय में बना था वही पढ़ लो।
डोंट पुट योर,
आप वही पढ़ लो भाई, बाकी छोड़ दो। सच्चा वाला पढ़ने के लिए कह ही नहीं रही, बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर हो जाएगा आपके ऊपर।
नाविका जी, डोंट पुट योर वर्ड्स इन माय माउथ।
उसकी जरूरत नहीं है।
डोंट पुट योर वर्ड्स इन माय माउथ नाविका जी, आई डिड नॉट से दैट। मैं नाविका जी, मैंने ये नहीं बोला। मैं ये बोल रहा हूं कि इंडिया, जो ट्रू इंडिया जिसको हम बोलते हैं एज ए नेशन, स्टार्टेड एग्जिस्टिंग आफ्टर 1947। अर्लियर इट वाज ऑल किंगडम्स।
अच्छा,
कोई अफगान,
तो उससे पहले बाबर, महमूद गजनवी सब आपके भाई थे।
हिंदू राजा भी लड़ते थे, मंदिर तोड़ते भी थे।
नहीं, वो हमारे ही थे।
नहीं, बिल्कुल भाई नहीं थे। They were all Akrantas. They were all Akrantas. They were all Akrantas जिन्होंने आकर के यहाँ पर मंदिर डिस्ट्रॉय किए, लड़ाई की, लोगों को मारा। वो सब बातें सही है। जो अंसारी जी ने कोट किया है, he quoted few historians, and moreover we speak about Somnath Mandir so many times. Navika ji, was simple question I want to ask Anand ji and Shehzad Poonawala. Somnath Mandir was built on the behest of Congress party's government on public fund, and we still quote that Congress was against it. Ram Mandir temple of Ayodhya built on behest of Supreme Court.
We have argued chapter and verse on how Nehru ji was against the then president Dr. Radhakrishnan to go for the inauguration of the Somnath temple. तो वो तो आप just forget defending that. But Shehzad Poonawala, I really, well, लॉजिक से आपका क्या लेना देना अश्विनी जी? आपका क्या लेना देना लॉजिक से? शहजाद पूनावाला, मुझे ये बता दीजिए, रोऊं, हंसूं, should I pull my hair? What should I do with this new theory that has come out to say Mahmood Ghazni was an Indian? हमारे भाई थे, literally.
देखिए नाविका, I can also say, just like he has elaborated on BJP, I can also say INC stands for I Need Caliphate, because today Congress party speaks less like a political party and more like an Islamic group. Having said that, Navika, look what Mr. Ashwini has said. He has said that India started existing as a nation after 1947. Congress, suniye please, ma'am. Ma'am, please, I request you. I don't interrupt anybody. Ma'am, I request you, please. Please
go on, Shehzad. All other faders are lowered. Go on, Shehzad.
Ma'am, I request you. He said that India as an entity, as a nation started existing after 1947. अश्विनी मिश्रा, भारत का उल्लेख हमारे पुराणों में है जो वर्षों पुराना है। हजारों सालों से भारत का अस्तित्व एज राष्ट्र रहा है। और बाकी सब तो छोड़ दो, 1885 में बनी कांग्रेस का नाम इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस था। इसका मतलब 1947 से इंडिया और नेशन नहीं आया। इंडिया और नेशन हजारों वर्षों से रहा, इसलिए 1885 में आपने इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस नाम रखा। अब आते हैं मिस्टर अंसारी पर। मिस्टर अंसारी की बातों पर आपको क्यों इतनी हैरानी हो रही है? Why you feeling so surprised, Navika ji? Recently, the Supreme Court has denied bail to Sharjeel and to Umar Khalid, and this man came out and said, "ये तो जोशीले युवा है." Now look at the entire ecosystem. They started by opposing the construction of Somnath. They said it was Hindu revivalism. They said the acts of Ghazni were just the acts of a fighter, of a warrior, not of a religious bigot. And at that time, they were the ones who opposed even Ayodhya. And today also Somnath Swabhiman पर हुआ तो एक ट्वीट किया किसी ने? आज भी राम मंदिर का विरोध किसने किया? Who said that राम मंदिर को लटकाने अटकाने भटकाने के लिए कपिल सिब्बल जाए? Who said प्राण प्रतिष्ठा was not Ghana? And today also they are having the same line and length because it is a complete attack on Hindus. Anybody who attacks Hindus is to be eulogized. For instance, this Aurangzeb who killed and thousands of temples were broken by him, his name had a road, and when we changed it to APJ Abdul Kalam's name, they objected to APJ Abdul Kalam, but they wanted to eulogize Aurangzeb, and then they eulogized Babar, then they eulogized Humayun, then they eulogized Yaqub, then they eulogized Afzal, then they eulogized Sharjeel. So they started by eulogizing anti-Hindu elements who divided, who broke this country, who broke the temples, and now they are with those who break this country and do tukre. So their entire ecosystem from Aurangzeb to Sharjeel, it is putting vote bank above Hindu astha and Hindu sentiments and national interest.
Well, let me get in Vivek Silas. Vivek Silas, even if we talk about what's written in history, I'm reading from the Tariq-i-Sultan of Mahmud Ghaznavi, excerpts from there, where they said he killed 5,000 Hindus and brought back much plunder. It goes on to say how at that time against Baji Rao there was a war against every Hindu leader who came on the war, who came in the way, had to lose his kingdom, was killed, that areas were plundered. That's what Ghazni's history is all about. Anybody who's read it, even the interpretation that was done in the earlier NCRT books called Mahmud Ghazni a plunderer. Nobody has contested that fact so far. So Vivek Silas, ऐसी कौन सी मजबूरी है कि आज हामिद अंसारी साहब को मोहम्मद गजनवी जो है वो इंडियन नजर आने लग गए हैं? मैं पूछना चाहती हूं कि इसका एजेंडा है वैसा ही एजेंडा जैसे अर्लियर ही हैड मेड अ स्टेटमेंट दैट इंडियंस आर एट अनईज एंड इनसिक्योर इन इंडिया, जिस पर द प्राइम मिनिस्टर इन राज्यसभा इन हिज फेयरवेल सेड दैट he's going to be a free man, hopefully liberated from the shackles of being in the chair of the vice president, the dig that he took. I want to ask, why is this such an entrenched thought that even plunderers are now being referred to as Indians?
Navika ji, first I would like to say that history should be looked into very, very carefully. If we see what our former Prime Minister, late Atal Bihari Vajpayee said. He said कि अखंड भारत, extends up to Hindu Kush. That means Afghanistan, Pakistan, and some part of even Iran were in India. There was a time, So if we see these guys who came, the invaders who came, like Ghaznavi and Lodi and all, they were supported by, Indian kings as well, And it's good that Shahzad took the name of Aurangzeb. Who supported Aurangzeb in India? It was Raja Jai Singh, it was Maharaja Jaswant Singh, it was Raja Raghunath who were supporting Aurangzeb in India. Who supported, Babur? It was the Indian kings who were supporting Babur. So there were Jaichants also in our own country that we have to see. But it is a, it is a matter of, discussion whether at that time Akhand Bharat was there, whether Afghanistan or parts of Iran, Pakistan were in India or not. Because even today RSS says that हम अखंड भारत बनाएंगे. तो अगर आपको अखंड भारत बनाना है, then you have to claim Bangladesh, you have to claim Pakistan, and you have to claim Afghanistan and bring them back into India. Then only you can make अखंड भारत. So such thing, but at the end of the, what I'm going to say.
Please, what about में किसी का कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. मुझे इतना बता दीजिए, Mahmud Ghaznavi, was he an Indian? Yes or no?
Looking at today's, statement given by Hamid Ansari ji, I think politically it is not good.
Not good.
No.
तो फिर सपोर्ट क्यों कर रहे हैं, इतनी एक्सप्लेनेशन क्यों कर रहे हैं, डिफेंड क्यों कर रहे हैं, गलत को गलत कहने में कितनी, how much, to call a wrong, how much of inspiration do you need?
At the end of the day, such statements definitely, they bring a diff between the two communities. That is a very logical thing what I am saying. I just quoted history. That is it.
नाविका, just one line, सिर्फ एक लाइन. देखिए, मुझे अच्छा लगा विवेक साइलस ने जो स्टैंड अल्टीमेटली लिया, अच्छी बात है. मतलब कि वो मानते हैं कि बाबर, औरंगजेब ये सब आक्रांता थे ना, वेदर somebody supported didn't support, ये आक्रांता थे मंदिर तोड़े. समाजवादी पार्टी स्टार्ट्स अ ड्राइव फॉर रीबिल्डिंग ऑफ बाबरी मस्जिद. प्लीज मैम नाविका,
औरंगजेब का साथ दिया शहजाद, उनको आपने डिप्टी सीएम बनाया हुआ राजस्थान में.
नाविका, हाउ कैन वी डिबेट?
नहीं, शहजाद क्या आपको हटाएंगे?
नाविका,
आपने डिप्टी सीएम बनाया हुआ है.
Vivek Silas, one at a time, sir. One at a time.
जयचंद के परिवार से आए थे, जिन लोग ने ये आपका औरंगजेब का सपोर्ट.
Vivek Silas, you are repeating yourself. Vivek Silas, you are repeating yourself. Please hold on. Allow everyone to speak one by one, because my viewer cannot hear two people at the same time. Shehzad.
Navika, it is just good manners that in a debate we listen to one side. I didn't interrupt, even I could have interrupted. Why is it so difficult to just listen to the other side for 20 seconds? Now let
Okay,
me complete.
get to the point.
Navika, if Mr. Samajwadi Party spokesperson is acknowledging that Aurangzeb and Babur are indeed invaders who broke mandirs, then here is the Samajwadi Party in 2012 which said that we want to rebuild the Babri Masjid, and they are the ones who said Ram Mandir is bekar, and they are allying with TMC which says ki Babri Zindabad hona chahiye, and they don't take a stand. So now I ask Mr. Vivek Silas, condemn and say that we will never ever build the Babri Masjid and we don't think Babri Masjid should exist. एक बार आप बोल दो बाबर के नाम की कौन सी मस्जिद होनी चाहिए? विवेक साइलस बोलिए।
नहीं, डेफिनेटली शहजाद जी बिल्कुल बोलूंगा और अच्छे से बोलूंगा। आपके जो सपोर्टर हैं इस समय भारतीय जनता पार्टी के, योगी सरकार को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, निषाद जी, उन्होंने कहा रामचंद्र जी वॉज अ इलेजिटिमेट चाइल्ड। He said that Ramchandra ji was an illegitimate child. Can anyone say such ill words about Prabhu Ram? And you are taking the support of him, and he is a cabinet minister. He is a cabinet minister in your cabinet, Yogi ji cabinet. He said Ramchandra ji was illegitimate.
संजय निषाद जी के स्टेटमेंट की वजह से आप अभी तक अयोध्या नहीं गए? आप इसलिए अयोध्या नहीं गए क्योंकि संजय निषाद जी ने ये कहा था राम जी के बारे में? Anand Ranganathan, sometimes I wonder if politicians definitely like to dodge, divert, because they don't want to answer questions head on. I'm asking a simple question. If Mahmood Ghaznavi seems Indian to this ecosystem, and Vivek Silas, despite saying that it is wrong to say this, which came in the end very feebly, went on to justify till he was breathless. So if Mahmood Ghaznavi was an Indian, then is there any doubt, any surprise that the infiltrators in this country are also being called Indians, and therefore all these parties get together to oppose any exercise that talks about infiltrators or rooting out infiltrators, whether it is the SIR, whether it is citizenship, whatever, NRC, they're against all of this. Why?
Navika, inadvertently, you've hit the nail on the head. And I'm just saying inadvertently because this is something that very few people realize. The circuitous route to which such people would take to justify the presence of millions, tens of millions of illegals in this country, mostly from Bangladesh, but also from Pakistan and other Islamic countries, is exactly this. What is the identity? They try and define it. The left has been trying to define it by saying India did not exist. You heard Ashwini ji say India did not exist. So Vishnu Puran is discarded. All the previous evidences that said India has existed for thousands of years is discarded. That is why I say, Navika, nations weaken not because of their past, but rather by how they are taught it. And for 70 years, we've been taught to make our heroes as villains and villains as heroes. I ask you a very simple thing. My heroes, and I say this proudly, my heroes are APJ Abdul Kalam, Obaid Siddiqui, Abdul Hamid, Salim Ali. Why are their heroes Babur, Aurangzeb, Khilji and Ghaznavi? Now, I have no issue when Silas ji, please do not interrupt. I cannot see you, fortunately, but I can hear you. Now, listen, when Vivek Silas ji says कि उन्होंने गलत कहा, I actually disagree with him. कुछ गलत सही नहीं है. अगर जो उन्होंने कहा वो facts पे था, तो उन्होंने कुछ गलत नहीं कहा. But the fact of the matter is that forget about Ghaznavi. The entire Mughal lineage never considered themselves as Indians. They were Timurids, descendants from Turks. So was Ghaznavi. Now you can say that yes, Akhand Bharat includes most of present-day Afghanistan. But the fact is, I don't care whether Ghaznavi was Indian or not. He was born in Ghaznavi, that was erstwhile considered part of India or not. He himself never considered himself as Indian. All Mughals, without exception, going in fact as late as Bahadur Shah Zafar, never considered themselves as Indian. They considered themselves as Timurids. The lineage was absolutely sacrosanct. You have to read some history to realize it. They were invaders. They were proud to be called as invaders. Where is the controversy here?
Absolutely none in our mind, but certainly lots in the mind of the ecosystem. But Tausif Khan, let me just come to the moot point and let's look at the demographic change that is happening. Why am I picking up the demographic change numbers? Simply because Hamid Ansari is talking about insecurity and unease with which Muslims live in India. And that is the ecosystem that makes him, that is the thinking that makes him say today that Mahmood Ghaznavi was an Indian, bahar ka thodi tha. Well, he should be looking at these numbers. In 1950, just in Assam, the Muslim population was about 24.6%. In 2011, it was 34.2%. It is way above this. Is this the sign of Muslims feeling unease? It could be that Indian Muslims are growing. It could also be that there are infiltrators who are coming from across the border. Not just the numbers in Assam. Please look at the numbers in your state of West Bengal as well. 1951, 19.46 Muslim population. Today, breaching 30% mark. Muslim populations have grown. And if you look at this growth, what is happening on the ground? Is Hindu Rashtra that you talk about, कि RSS's whole movement is about making a Hindu Rashtra? It's not about a Hindu Rashtra. Please look at the demographics. And that is why when infiltrators have to be thrown out, where is the problem?
Navika, this is a academic discussion that Mr. Hamid Ansari is referring to. He himself is an academic person. He's a very learned, well-read person. But in today's context, demography that you're talking about, demography changes based on the needs, based on the economics. 200 years ago, Calcutta did not have that kind of population which it has today. So Calcutta wasn't even there more than 200 years ago. It wasn't even a city, just like the city it is now. You see, there are so many northeastern states like Nagaland, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, Himachal Pradesh, where Indians like us, you and I, cannot go and buy the land. There are restrictions. We cannot go and buy land in these states, yet we call these states part of the India. The Hindustan that Mr. Hamid Ansari was referring to is basically the northern Indian subcontinent, and the geography of the Indian subcontinent kept changing from time to time, from empire to empire. Today, before 1947, Pakistan, Bangladesh, part of the Myanmar, Afghanistan, they were all part of the Indian subcontinent that we used to call India. Now it is not. After 1947, it is not. Therefore, it is really an academic discussion which has no bearing on the current day politics, and it should not hamper today's development. Like we see so much of hatred. We see the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who is himself accused of huge corruption, spreads hate for his own benefit. He keeps saying, Miya bhai ko maar ke bhagana hai. He says, Miya bhai ko pareshan karna hai. Latest statement, is this how the Chief Minister should speak? Why Mr. Hamid Ansari is justified in saying that Muslims under present day are not feeling comfortable? Because Prime Minister Modi does not take any action against Himanta Biswa Sarma when he makes these statements. Is it allowed? If
hands are going up. Shehzad Poonawalla first. Responding to Tausif, I'm coming to you, Anand. Shehzad.
Navika ji, first of all, this entire debate, I just want to ask you, if a terrorist is born in the land of India, or if a terrorist is born in, say, Middle East, and he does a terror act in India, is the terrorist born in India supposed to be treated with kid gloves? Afzal Guru was born in India. Aurangzeb was born in India. We have to judge judge them not by where they are born, but what they have done. The fact is that whether it's Ghazni or whether it's Aurangzeb or whether it's Afzal Guru, they attacked the idea of India, they attacked Hindus, they attacked and desecrated temples, they did terror acts. So judge them by their actions. This whitewashing has gone on for very long. Navika, just think of it. The whitewashing of Babur happens कि अरे he please, अरे भाई सुनो ना यार, आपको सब कुछ पता है. सुनिए. The point is that the whitewashing of terror and anti-Hindu atrocities has gone on for very long. And let me give you just 3 examples. One, Rohingyas have been said that they are poor, innocent people. Aane do unko andar. We have seen how Ghuspetiyars are being legitimized by Mamata Banerjee government, that the High Court has to chastise them and say give the land to the BSF for the fencing. Look at the manner in which Yaqub Afzal get the saza from the court. They are called as Bechara Masoom. Then Sharjeel and Umar don't get bail. They are said as Yuva hai, Joshile hai, Mahua Moitra pens of poetry for them. So this whitewashing of terror and anti-Hindu feeling to the extent that Udaynidhi Stalin says that 80% Hindus should be exterminated, but these people don't take a stand on it. This is a whitewashing. This is a whitewashing of terror and anti-Hindu nature. And let me also clarify on Himanta Biswa Sarma. I am very proud that Himanta Biswa Sarma is. I am very proud that Himanta Biswa Sarma. I am very proud. अरे वो फेलियर नहीं है, बाकी 5 मुसलमानों को बेल दिया तो फेलियर नहीं था. ये 2 को अंदर रखा तो फेलियर हो गया. ये कौन बोल रहा है? ये कौन बोल रहा है? ये कौन बोल रहा है? तौसीफ भी बोल सकता है.
तौसीफ भाई on corruption TMC on corruption अगर TMC कुछ ना बोले तो बेहतर है. Let's keep the debate on other issues, because on corruption, every time I think about corruption, the wads of notes, crores and crores of bundles of money that was coming out from Partha Chatterjee's house, that visual comes to my mind.
Navika,
Shehzad is proud of him.
Navika, I don't want to get sidetracked, but 10 seconds I want to take. Navika, just 10 seconds. I am very proud as an Indian Muslim that Himanta Biswa Sarma has declared that to save the identity and the culture and land of Assam, he is going to kick out the illegal Bangladeshis who themselves call themselves Mia. हम चुन कर असम से मियाँ को निकालेंगे. आप स्टेटमेंट लिख कर रख लो. We are going to keep Assam safe from these illegal Bangladeshis.
Entire booklet.
Well, Tauseef bhai, one minute. Tauseef bhai, you may not share the view of Shehzad Poonawalla, which is fine. You have the freedom not to do so. But he is also a representative of an Indian Muslim in the country. He has a right to express his view as it is. He doesn't need your endorsement for that, Tauseef bhai. But Sajid Chopariwala.
He's a representative of BJP on this channel.
तो आप क्या हैं?
मैं बोल रहा हूं हेमंता बिस्वा शर्मा, एक मियां को लात मारकर निकालो. असम इज फॉर असमिया. असम इज फॉर असमिया. ये मियाओं का कोई काम नहीं है. There is no room for these illegal Bangladeshis in Assam.
Correct.
Well, let me get in Sajid Chopariwala. Sajid Chopariwala, one minute, Tauseef bhai. Sajid Chopariwala. You know, I knew that if I picked up Assam and West Bengal, I knew Tauseef bhai would, react in the manner that he did. And he said that in some parts of India this may happen, and that doesn't tell you the whole story. May I tell you the whole story? The overall demography between 1950 to 2015, Hindus have decreased from 84.6% to 78.06%, whereas the share of Muslims, which was at 9.84%, has gone up to about 14.09% in 2015, above that by now, which is a 43% increase in just these 5-6 decades. So the point that is being made is, ये जो insecurity है, ये जो unease है, where does that come from? Muslims are prospering, they are multiplying, their population is increasing. Is there any basis for making these statements, calling Mahmood Ghazni, Babur as your own? And please don't forget, and Ashwini, bar you justify yourself. Please look at how Indira Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi have all gone to Babur's mazar. वहां जाने का समय है, राम मंदिर जाने का समय नहीं है. Does this not, Sajid Sopariwala, tell you that all of this is based on just one thing, which is appeasement, 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 to somehow try and appeal to a vote bank?
After hearing all the panelists and you also, I wanted to tell us so many things, but I was waiting for my turn. First of all, let me clear one thing. All the geographical changes has always been there since centuries in all the countries, not only India. So when the world was being established everywhere and there were geographical changes and borders being made, so there were times when the invaders, I would call them the invaders, whoever they were, it was not for the religious purpose. They had been invading countries for looting countries, making their own territory. People wanted to have.
So why did they destroy Somnath Temple? Why did Mahmud Ghaznavi destroy Somnath Temple?
Can I complete? Navika ji, when you
answer this question.
No, I'll come to that also. Let me complete what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That all the kings and all the kingdoms always wanted to capture their territories. I wanted to make their territories bigger. That was the whole idea. Secondly, coming to Shehzad Poonawala's point, I want you to take the word back about Mia. Mia is supposed to be called Mia is the second name of Muslims. Call them infiltrators. Don't call them Mia or Muslims. Call them infiltrators. We also do not want infiltrators in our country. But correct yourself and don't call Mias. Take your words back. It is really insulting. If you call yourself a Muslim, you are also a Mia. I am also a Mia. So take that word back first. And I'm telling you, all the infiltrators should be kicked out, irrespective of caste or creed.
Navika.
What are you talking about?
Navika,
have some sense. What are you talking about?
The legacy of Navika. Now, can I speak? Navika, can I speak? Because he will interrupt, then I will not be heard.
Let me complete my sentence. Navika ji, I have to still complete me 10 seconds.
Navika, can I speak? You have asked me to speak. Can I speak?
Give me 10 seconds more.
Navika, can I speak?
All right, so, Sajid Sopariwala, 10 seconds. Please make your point.
I want I also want personally all the filtrators to be kicked out, infiltrators to be kicked out, irrespective of caste, creed or religion. But don't put only on one community. Talk about everybody.
Arey bhaiya, then why do you sit with an alliance which is against SIR and identification of such people? Shehzad Poonawala respond. Shehzad Poonawala respond.
Now Navika, I have heard Mr. Sopariwala. He has to also listen to me for 15 seconds. Navika, Swargiya Balasaheb Thackeray on record had said that take away the voting right of Indian Muslims. That person is teaching me about the terminology which the illegal Bangladeshis use for themselves. Sopariwala लिख कर रख लो. असम में कोई मियां नहीं रहेगा. असम में असमिया रहेगा. असम में असमिया रहेगा. असम में असमिया रहेगा.
Give me the proof. Give me the proof.
अरे, ma'am, please go fact check him. Fact check करिए. Ma'am, fact check करिए. If Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray has not said this, I will leave politics.
Minister, what shit are you talking about?
I will leave politics.
Well, Anand Ranganathan. Anand Ranganathan, I appoint you the arbiter. I appoint you the arbiter, please, Anand Ranganathan.
Senseless things you're talking about.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Navika. मेरा बस एक ही रिक्वेस्ट है बिटवीन सुपारी वाला एंड पूना वाला, ये सांबर इडली वाले को भी थोड़ा चांस दे दिया जाए. पहले तो मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहूंगा कि प्लीज डू नॉट क्रिटिसाइज टीएमसी. यू आर लाइक माय एल्डर सिस्टर. यू ऑलरेडी हैव 13 FIRs अगेंस्ट यू. अब 14 भी आ जाएगा तो प्लीज डिसिस्ट फ्रॉम दिस, बिकॉज ममता दीदी का जो रूल है वो बहुत डेमोक्रेटिक रूल है. वहां पे फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन है सबके लिए. Now I want to come to this. I will only deal with facts because, this is the problem. The moment you deal with opinion, there are always two sides of the one coin. Now the fact of the matter is that Mamata started giving monthly salaries only to imams. The matter reached the High Court. It took 8 years for Mamata Didi to course correct herself and start giving salaries to priests, Hindu priest temples at temples as well. Now, is this not a blatant case of appeasement? There is a TMC panelist out there. Now he will scream and shout, oh, if imams are being given salary, so are Hindu priests. But the fact is, Hindu priests are being given monthly salary by the state, so-called secular state. By the way, why is it doling out salaries to religious people? But that happened only after High Court intervened. This is the problem in this country. They try and hide their appeasement. Now let me come
just like the High Court has had to intervene in a matter that BSF should be given land to fence, places in Bengal, because infiltration can only be stopped when the fencing actually happens. That is where we have come to. This is the path that we have come to. Why? Because for some political brownie point scoring, for some appeasement so that vote banks will stay intact, party after party in the opposition has continued to just, make the most atrocious of comments. बाबर कभी इनको अपना लगता है, महमूद गजनवी कभी भाई लगता है. All of them seem to be Indians. Nobody is interested in the security of India. Nobody is interested in overall what should be India's development. We need to look after Indians first before we look after infiltrators. Can just that logic apply to political parties? That's the question we are asking. Well, we'll leave it at that, because history one day, geography another, and then politics every day over all of these subjects. Where are we headed as a country in the 21st century? Sometimes is the exasperating question that citizens continue to ask. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate number 1.